We're back from Vegas with our meetup with all of our Patreon Miles and Points travel friends, and we did a show all about Neon Boneyard and Area 15. If it's not out on the channel, it will be soon. And now we're going to talk about the hotels we stayed at, recent experiences. You stayed at NoMad and Bellagio. I stayed at Bally's / Horseshoe, so we wanted to give people an update on the experience. I've also stayed at NoMad and Bellagio in the last year, so I can kind of weigh in on my thoughts on that. And I know we have a lot to talk about with bathtubs, so stay tuned, everybody, because the bathtub talk is coming. But let's start with NoMad, because I know, like, what was it last year? You had we had gotten to NoMad, and we had gotten there right before the bar closed there, and you had wanted to get in, and they didn't let us in. And so this year, I know you got to redeem yourself. But before we talk about that, NoMad is the sort of bougie boutique hotel inside Park MGM. It takes up the top couple of floors. And let's start here. It's a huge, huge upgrade over Park MGM. Like a huge upgrade.
Yeah.
I've stayed at both, and they don't even compare to each other.
Yeah, I love that these boutique hotels that have in Vegas, like even if it's just like a little tower, like Four Seasons at Mandalay Bay and stuff like that, like a little section of a tower, or if it's, they have their private check-ins like Nobu does, NoMad does. Cromwell's just kind of like a smaller boutique place anyways. Because, the worst thing about Vegas, you get off of like a 4 or 5 hour flight, you ride in the car, you get there, and then you're hit with like, 100 people waiting in line to check into their room, no matter what time it is, no matter what day it is. So it's very annoying. And I love these smaller check-ins. Like NoMad, every time I needed to go talk to the front desk, there was like maybe one person in front of me, if anybody. So that's kind of the cool app. And I love that when you find that in these certain hotels in Vegas, that you get that experience.
I love the NoMad lobby. The first time I stayed there, I parked in the parking garage, and from the parking garage, you can go through the Park MGM lobby to get to NoMad, but I decided to walk outside and then like enter NoMad from their own private entrance. And they have a doorman there who opens the door like you're in New York City or something. So it's really cool. Of course, the original NoMad, I think, is in New York City. But when you walk in, that lobby is just very kind of dark and lots of red tones and very sexy. And it's very cool, a really nice atmosphere. And it's all kind of cut off from Park MGM's casino so that you can, you could actually experience that whole hotel without going into the casino. So what's the background on your booking? Why did you book there? How much did you pay?
I needed a one night stay on Thursday because I was getting in a night before everybody else. So we booked it, and I was just looking at Amex FHR, the Fine Hotels and Resorts, which if you have a platinum card, you can book into that. And then if you have an Amex Platinum card, you also get a $200 credit each year as a card member. So I was looking for any option on the FHR website that was like around $200, so I could basically stay for free. And this was one of the options that popped up. I've wanted to stay there because, I like the area. I like the look of the place, and I've watched your review, and I was like, oh, that looks like a really sexy, cool type of hangout. So I booked it. It was like $225. So I got the $200 taken off. I was supposed to pay a resort fee, which was like $45 too at the hotel. And then with that, I got a $60 credit, which I used at Primrose, which is attached to the lobby of the Park MGM. And that was actually a really good breakfast. Amazing service, probably the best service we got in Vegas. The line, you needed like to get a reservation because the lines are a bit long. They're still understaffed there. They have a lot of open tables, but not enough servers. So we did that. And then we got a $100 credit to use on property pretty much at any restaurant in the MGM portfolio. I ended up using it at the NoMad Bar, which was a really cool bar. One of my favorite bars in Vegas now, for sure. So I redeemed myself. I got in there.
Yeah, good
Closed
that
it
you got
down.
in there. Yeah, because we had arrived like what 5 minutes after they closed last year, and you tried to get them to let you in for a drink, and
Yeah, because
yeah, they
one of
wouldn't.
the servers was like jamming out on the piano, and I was like, that looks like a cool experience. Hey, can we just like get one drink and hang out while you guys jam out just by yourselves? And they went and tried to find a manager, but the manager had left, so they couldn't get it either. Like, we can't let you in because we can't get approval for it. So we were close. I thought we were going to do it. But what people might not know is they have this little front area outside. Has like some trees lit up like with Christmas lights or the big bulb lights. You can access it kind of from outside, but they closed that down later on. So last call was like 11 p.m. It was closing down earlier on a Thursday. And we asked the waiter, just bring us a couple beers. We're going to go outside and sit and drink them. You don't mind? He's like, yeah, cool. So we went out there and finished them off. Everybody had like left outside. We had the whole place to ourselves, hanging out, perfect weather. And then we come back inside, and the entire place is empty. There's no workers, there's no people. So I took a picture leaning on the piano, and like nobody was around for like 10 minutes. We just kind of hung out in the place.
That's awesome. And so, what did you think about the room? Were you upgraded to a better room than the normal one? And then, of course, what do you think about having the bathtub right next to your bed?
Yeah. So I think we got a slight upgrade. It wasn't really a suite. Rick, who was with us from Travel on Points, he booked the same FHR, and he actually got like a legit suite. So you walk in, and off to the right is the bathroom and shower, or actually just the sink and shower. To the left down a hallway is like where the toilet is, and there's like a little vanity desk and stuff there, closet. And then you walk into the main room, and it's a spacious room, big bed. The bed was really comfortable. It has like a little lounging sofa and just nice. It's kind of like got New York vibes to it, like leathers and stuff like that, and older antique looking lights and everything. And then you pan to the right of the bed, and there's this big like clawfoot tub, like soaking tub there, which it could be sexy or it could be awkward depending on who you're with, staying in the room. But yeah, it was kind of like cool. I don't know if anybody really wants to soak in a tub right next to their bed. I don't know, but it was there.
Yeah, it's a signature, I think, of their rooms. I've stayed twice, and I've stayed, I think, in the same type of room that you stayed in, where you have that hallway and then you just have the room. And I've also stayed in a one-bedroom suite where you have a proper living room and the bedroom. Both have the tub in the bedroom. The one issue I think with both those rooms, the one-bedroom suite was worse than the other one, is the toilet's very far from the bedroom. And like in the case of the one-bedroom suite, I had to leave the bedroom and then go all the way through the living room and then almost all the way back to the front door to go to the, like in the middle of the night to go
If
pee
you
or
have a
something.
small bladder, you're done.
Yeah, it's like a little strange the way that the bathrooms are all kind of broken up. That's
I
not
will.
a deal breaker for me though.
Did you have a trouble figuring out the light system? Because I struggled mightily trying to
I
figure
don't
out
think
where to
so.
turn on lights and light. There's all these different knobs and little knobs all over the place, and each light had different. It was like, can I get one main one that I just like turn everything on? I don't know. I found it frustrating because even ones were like in this area it didn't work for the hallway, but it was in the hallway. It worked for the main. It was just it wasn't the best setup for that. So I didn't like the lights, which is a very minor gripe, but yeah, I found it to be a bit of a struggle.
For me, I think the rooms there are the most unique in the MGM portfolio and probably the best value. Maybe Delano kind of is in that discussion, but I really love the rooms there. I would
Yeah,
stay there any day. Like you said, the beds are amazing. The sheets are really high quality. The fixtures are there. It's just a very different style than a
I
lot of
liked it
Vegas
a
hotel
lot better
rooms.
than Bellagio.
I'm really high on NoMad. I loved it a lot. Both my stays were great. Like you said, the service in the lobby, the check-in, even the doorman. You know, the you said in the bar, which I haven't experienced myself. Just great service.
Oh yeah, if you like hot dogs, put that up right now because they have like the fanciest hot dog cooked in like truffle oil or something like insane, wrapped in bacon. It was awesome, and I'm a hot dog connoisseur, and I thought it was amazing.
Now, of course, there is a small Nomad casino that's just off of this, so you can go there, and then you get into the main Park MGM casino. Also, the elevators are one of the banks that are shared with Park MGM, so it's easy to get into Park MGM. You're fully attached, everything that comes with that,
If you
Italy, all that good stuff.
if you've been drinking, I think it is a little hard to find the Nomad lobby. In an elevator. It's like it is a weird connection. Like you can walk through the casino. That's how I did it because I just found it easier. But you otherwise you like you have to walk out by the bar. It can be a little bit confusing the first couple times, but yeah, you'll find your way.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about Bally's. I don't have a whole lot to say here. Obviously, Bally's is changing into Horseshoe, and so there's a lot of
Bally's,
transition
meh.
coming there. Well, actually, I disagree with you there. I think the rooms there are like probably among the nicest in the Caesars portfolio. I think they're nicer than most of the rooms in Caesars Palace. Not all the rooms in Caesars Palace, but most of them. Definitely nicer to me than Cromwell. Definitely nicer than Link. Definitely
How
nicer than
dare
Harrah's.
you?
Yeah, I like the rooms there.
I
They
do
have this
like
really interesting
yeah.
design, and I mean they're not fancy in any way. They were renovated a few years ago, but I do enjoy them.
Yeah, I actually like the Paris rooms a bit more if you
I
get
agree.
upgraded to the next level, not the base level, but the next level. I like Paris. What I like best about Bally's is it's attached to Paris and like the walkway through and all the restaurants you get there, and then of course, Vanderpump opened up a new thing right there. So I don't like the Bally's Casino. I think it's very small. There's not a lot going on. It's just kind of cramped, and it feels like it was almost an afterthought. You get that, but I will agree the rooms are nice. Just the casino and the overall feel of the property isn't great to me. It's just kind of blah. But you can easy walk to Paris, and I love Paris. Is one of my favorite, probably one of the most underrated properties in Vegas, I think.
Well, Bally's, of course, was originally MGM Grand, so it was built at a time where casinos were of a different scale, let's say. So that's probably why it's a
Huge
little...
sports book, though. Huge sports.
Yeah, huge sports book, and it has that very narrow, long shape, and then you had to go down into the basement. There's that mall that goes back to where the sports book and the food court is, and the pool is way back there. So everything's a little bit disconnected there. They are going to be renovating the casino, adding some new stuff there. So hopefully we'll get a new look. That one bar, I forget the name of it. We had a meetup there. Our first Vegas meetup 4 years ago has been renovated now. It looks very good. The lobby still is, looks like the lobby there. I didn't check in there until after midnight on Friday night. So went there. I didn't want to mess with trying to get an upgrade or anything. I just went right to the machine and checked in. That worked really well. The one nice thing is the standard rooms there are fairly decent size. Like you talk about Paris, their standard rooms are nice, but they're small. I do like Paris's rooms better. I like Planet Hollywood's rooms a little bit better. But as far as, for the price, I think Bally's does really well. And, like you said, it's very close to Paris. If you're doing self-parking like we did, you park in the garage, the Paris garage, and, you can be to your room in Bally's in less than 5 minutes. And you have all of the Paris restaurants and everything else attached there. Now, as for what they're doing for the transition, all those restaurants where Buca di Beppo was, BLT Steakhouse, all that stuff is still all blocked off. Where Buca di Beppo was, there's a solid construction wall that you can't even see behind, so hopefully some work's going on. Where BLT Steakhouse was, that's where the Sterling Brunch, please bring that back, I put the camera over the wall, and there's not much. It looks the same. It just looks like they're not doing anything there, which is kind of strange. So I don't know kind of what's going on. But I guess the big thing to say is they really haven't started on doing much of the transition to Horseshoe as far as I can tell. So I don't know what's going to happen there. And, a lot of the casino is just going to be freshened up. It's not going to be a huge facelift. Also on the corner of Flamingo and Las Vegas Boulevard, that Blake Shelton Ole Red restaurant is supposed to be going in. Nothing has been started there either. Like, it looks exactly the same as it has. So they haven't started taking out shops or doing anything that they're going to need to do to build that between the bridges.
That front area is kind of mess. I know, like, before they put those shops and restaurants and stuff in, there was like it was like wasted space. But and I get what they're trying to go for, but it just didn't really work. It just looks messy, like almost like shacks everywhere. So I think they could have done that better. Maybe Blake Shelton's thing will be like kind of them switching over to something a little more permanent looking, a little bit better looking. But at least I guess you have those options too. If you want something quick to grab to eat, they have that stuff out there, like candy shops, and I think a Wahlburgers is out there if I remember correctly. So you have that, I guess, a bit, but hopefully they make it better.
Yeah, and it's not the greatest way to get to the Strip either from Bally's, because you got to go up an escalator, kind of walk across where that moving walkway used to be, then go down an escalator, and then walk through the Grand Bazaar shops to get to the Strip. But you really are on that corner, at least. I would prefer like Paris, where the casino goes all the way out to the Strip, so you're not having to deal with that. But overall, really good. I paid $79 a night on BTS Weekend. I had booked it, early on. So I thought that was a very good price for a Friday and Saturday night. So I was not going to complain at all. The room's very comfortable. Like I said, recently renovated. It's not the flashiest room, but I really kind of like the decor. It has those reds, and it just looks different.
One person was awake at night and heard a gurgling sound. And what was happening is water was like backing up into the tub, bringing all the gunk up from the pipes. And then when the water would go back down, it would leave the gunk from the pipes.